week. And this week, I'm excited because we are starting a new topic. Hello, Janda. I'm excited this week because we are starting a new topic. Hi, Candace. Hi, Candace. Hey, y'all. I'm excited because we're starting a new design discussion, a new topic. And this month it is Hey, Veronica. Hey, girl. I'm excited about this month because we are talking about color and we are talking about how to go bold, how to really bring out the color and use it in strategic and ways to really make some oomph and some impact in your spaces. A lot of people are really afraid of color. And that's understandable. Last week we kind of talked about that as we began our design discussion. But let's not be afraid. Let's embrace the color, figure out how to use it right so that it's awesome and move forward. So this week we're going to talk. Last week we talked about using and going bold with your wall colors because that's a whole nother commitment level. And really the thing about color that people typically get intimidated about is just starting somewhere, right? So they're like, color's a bold commitment. I got to know what I want. I got to know that I love it. Versus like other people are like, I love color, but I don't know how to use it. So we're going to just talk a little bit about that and how we can just dip our toes in the water, start somewhere because color is an amazing thing to embrace. And we shouldn't just stick to like all neutrals. You know what I mean? So embrace the color and we can learn how to use it. So this week we're going to be talking about how to do that with one of the elements that is really fundamental. And one of the most fundamental elements is throws and fabrics. So fabrics is a way that, like, if you are very intimidated by color, this is for you, right? Because this is easily changeable. And there's like so many styles for fabrics and all of that. So you can start with something that is more mellow in what you would consider, color. Some people think like blues or like a bluish gray. Something like that is more mellow to kind of start off in the color world versus going like bold coral. You know what I mean? So there's different levels that you can start off with that can make you feel more comfortable if you're going for like a bam, a wow effect with color. So fabrics are a great intro to that. So let's start with fabrics. If this is like you're new to the game and you want to start somewhere, this is where you start. Maybe it's not necessarily a bold wall color or furniture. Maybe it's just your fabrics. So I posted a couple photos today on Instagram, and I'm going to talk a little bit about how these dynamics work. Those were really great examples, and I wanted to post them as inspiration. But they were able to bring color into the space and do it in different ways. So one was a warm color scheme, another one was a cool color scheme, and depending on what you're going for in your house, whether you want it to be like a punch, like I want to wake up in the morning and feel invigorated, revived, or if I want to feel like really smooth and peaceful and calm, what look are you going for? So, the cool color scheme can sometimes really get you to the point where you're like, I feel, good in the space. I feel relaxed and calm and peaceful. And other color schemes like the warm one can really give you life and kind of bring more of a invigorated atmosphere, create a more invigorated atmosphere. So let me start off with asking, Janda already beat me to the punch. Blue-green was my favorite. I feel it. I like it. I think that's one of the ones that I typically gravitate towards too, because I typically want to create an atmosphere that's very peaceful to me, and those are the colors that do it for me. So, Candace, what color scheme do you usually like to? I know you're kind of an on fire girl, so I can imagine like the warms maybe are going for you. Candace, she says she loves the pick of the blue and the green. Okay, all right. So everybody's feeling the blue and the green. That's good. And yeah, though that I think generally gives just kind of like a very peaceful, soothing, calm atmosphere, which sometimes you need in your home. Versus other people, they're like, no, I be falling asleep. I don't get enough stuff done. I need to feel like on fire in my house. I need to feel inspired in my house. And you can feel that way with a cooler color scheme, but typically it kind of clicks for us culturally as something that's typically more soothing, and creating more soothing atmosphere. So the key things I want you to walk away with, three things today that will help you as you start diving into color with your fabrics. When if you're a newbie to the game, I want you to remember three things as you start picking out fabrics and understanding how to mix them together and how to create an atmosphere that you want to create in the space that you're redesigning or updating or changing. Hey, Laura. So the first thing that you want to be mindful of is which color scheme you want to use. So like I was stating before, you can go either warm or cool. If you want something that's really like bold, you can also go complementary. So you can pick something from like the warm side and the cool side and complement those together. So a lot of times these complementary colors you'll see are purple and gold, or you'll see like maybe a forest green and like a coral or something like that. So a lot of times people will go complementary if they really want to add a punch and make it very bold, versus the cool and the warm give you like a similar vibe because they're on the same side of the color wheel. And if you're going to if you're going through kind of like, okay, what colors are together on the color wheel, this or that, like we have that posted on our website under our latest blog, so you can see that and kind of understand what I'm talking about when we're talking in our live. So refer to that at www.desired-designs.com. But yeah, the first one you want to think about is the actual colors themselves. Like, what colors do I want to use? What do I want to bring into my accent? So do I want to stay with a warm color scheme all on the warm side of the color wheel? Do I want to do cool all on the cool side? Or do I want to throw it up and do complementary that is one on each side? So decide what color and what color scheme you want to stick to and utilize. That's your first step in going bold with color in your fabrics. Decide what colors you want to use. So once you've got at least two colors narrowed down, you want to start with at least two. The next step that you want to do is think about variety. So the first step is color, the second step is variety. And variety comes is going to add the visual interest on top of the color. So the variety comes in where, all right, I want it, let's say for this example, I want to use coral and yellow. I want to just keep it real bright, real warm. When I do that, now I want to add in a little variety so I don't just have like solid blocks of color everywhere. So if I'm going to do coral and yellow, then I'm going to now add in texture and pattern, right? So pattern, like adding different patterns on the pillows. And you can see these examples on the Instagram that I posted today. And that variety is going to add another layer of visual interest. Okay, so I'm going to let you in on a little designer secret. I know I'm not supposed to be telling design secrets, like telling them all our stuff, how we work our magic, you know what I'm saying? But the key thing in, this particular design secret is layering is everything. Okay, let me say it one more time for the people in the back. Layering is everything, right? So layering your lighting, layering your colors, layering, doing different levels. So like if you have two colors, all right, you got a little, depth there. Now we got to add on another layer of texture. So, okay, now do we have stuff that's smooth, like maybe a leather or, a pleather? Or do we have something that's a suede or something that's a a cotton, something that's a boucle that has a little bit more texture to it. I mean, this is where we start adding the visual variety and not just color blocks. Okay. So this is one thing that you really want to start to evaluate after you've gotten the colors down that you want to use. How am I gonna add variety? Am I gonna, layer in a little leopard print that it might be a coral color, or am I gonna layer in a stripe? How are you gonna add visual variety to the colors that you're presenting? Because that is going to also help and assist you to make this bold in a statement, right? So our first one is color, our second one is variety. And the last and final thing that you want to make sure you're doing is continuity, right? So when you're putting in bold colors, make sure it's a little bit of everywhere. So if you're doing like fabric pillows, don't just do the pillows, because then it's like, okay, well, this is random. This is like the only thing in the room that speaks to that. If you're doing that, you want to do the pillows and then maybe you throw over the chair, or, maybe some lampshades, or maybe some, a runner that's on a table or something like that. So make sure you have continuity and it's going throughout the space so that people see this repetition of the color or of the pattern of the texture, and it starts to create the flow in the space. Okay. So those are our main three things. When you're starting to go bold with color, these are the three things you want to keep in mind and make sure you do this so that you are always kind of staying on top of how to make it work in your space. So first one is decide what colors you want to go with. Do I want to go all warm? Do I want to go all cool? Do I want to mix it up and go complementary? How do I want to do this? The second one's add variety. So color, you want to add in the texture, you want to add in pattern. That's going to help with your color. And then the last and third thing is continuity. Bring it all together. Don't just have like this. Oh, that's cute, but it's just random. Everything else is neutral and it's just random. Bring it all together, create continuity. You don't need to go overboard, but make sure it's seen in small areas throughout the space so it feels like you're doing this intentionally and it's all coming together. So I'm telling you, fabrics is the easiest gateway not entry into color, because most people are really afraid of it. Like, people will be like, oh, I love blue and I love this and I love that. People are really afraid of color because neutral is something that is like a default. And it's fine to have a very neutral backdrop, but add that bold punch of color. Start with fabric, because that's like the wading pool. You know what I mean? Like, you just dipping your toes in, get the toes wet, just a little bit. And then that way you can kind of graduate from there. Once you get confident in maybe one room where you just using bold color in your accessories and accents, then you can go into another room. Maybe it's like a smaller powder room, like we talked about last week, and then do a wall in like a deep blue. You know what I mean? Like, bam, this is where I'm about to test the waters. So, yeah. So Candace, yes, pillows, throws, ottomans. We'll talk about furniture next week, because furniture is a little bit more of a commitment. And usually when you start doing bigger pieces in a color or a pattern, you got to balance it a little bit more with other things. So we'll start getting into furniture next week, but this is for those who are just teetering in on using color. Like, they're like, I'm nervous, but I need some life in this space. It can't be just tans and browns and grays and blacks, all the neutral colors. Like, bring in the life. Let's live it up, and I love introducing clients into color and saying, hey, it's going to be okay. Like, it's going to be all good. So yeah, that's all we got this week. Next week we'll be talking about furniture. But show me some love on Instagram and tell me how you are doing this. Like, show me, send me DMs, what you're using, what you're doing. And then we can, if you need any help or assistance, I'm always there to do that. But I love seeing people just graduate from just the basics and neutrals into amazing, amazing color. So just do it. Go bold. Go harder. Go home. All right, y'all. Have a good rest of the week, and I will see y'all again next Wednesday, and we will continue to talk about going bold with color. All right, y'all. Have a good one. Thank you, Easy. Okay.